Hello everyone, Journeyman here and welcome to part 21 of The Green Lions. In today's episode we wrap up Season 2 in charge of Guernsey Football Club and we have a League Cup final, the Isthmian League Cup final up against Billericay, who just won promotion to the Vanarama Regional Divisions. It's going to be a very tough game. They are professional side, we are semi-professional, and not to mention they have talent up the wazoo. So yeah, I mean, let's take a look at the opposition real quick. As you can see, they have Jack Simpson, a £230,000 value player on loan from Bournemouth. Yeah, he's a little too good for the standard, isn't he? And Dominic Telford will miss the game though. Big blow for them. His 15 goals this season helped them get promoted. They do have, let's see, they got Harry Darlin as well, another player on loan from Cambridge, a very talented player. Yet again, he's capable of playing league football. Not quite sure why he's playing for Billericay. Then Louis McIntosh. Look at this team. It's absolutely spectacular. And we're going to have a really tough time keeping up with this lot today. However, we've actually added a couple players since the last time you joined us. Part 20. Signed 2 players. Actually, technically 3 players, never mind. Luke Roberts. We signed him, I think, in the last episode. I can't remember now. It's been a while since I edited anything. Then we signed Gethryn Hill, who's striker. Just to add another level of quality to the team. He used to play for Truro City in the Vanarama South, so I'm hoping he can, I don't know, give us a little bit extra up top. He's going to play 1 game so far, coming off the bench. And then we also signed Ethan Stewart, a centre-half, a talented centre-half. He'll actually make his debut today in a League Cup final, so interesting times ahead. He used to play for Hendon and Paultown, respectively, and of course he started his career off at Nottingham Forest. So talent and pedigree is there. I'm hoping he can kind of live up to those expectations. But anyway, there was 1 game since the last episode. Obviously, we beat Herne Bay 5-0 in the last one. And then afterwards, we followed up with a 5-3 victory over Chesham to finish off the season. A very fitting way to finish off our promotion season, with Frank Rosenwald getting himself a hat-trick within 47 minutes before half-time. Josh Joe getting a goal and Luke Roberts getting his first goal for the club as well. So overall, very, very good performance, very, very solid. At the back, not so great. They actually got 2 goals late on to make the scoreline look kind of respectable. It was 5-1 at the point, and then Ben Orsay got a goal in the 88th minute, and David Hutton got himself a penalty. So, all in all, pretty good display. Josh Reed was a poorest player on the field today. I think he gave away a penalty. That's why he's rating 6.3. But anyway, let's jump straight into today's action up against Billericay. As I mentioned, is the Isthmian League Cup final. It'll be nice to finish off the season doing the double. However, as we saw from the Billericay squad, they are certainly no pushovers. And speaking of after the game, we'll go over some of the season stats and talk about what's going to happen in the off-season, what my aims are, etc., etc. So here we go, up against Billericay. We've only played them once in this save so far, and they have beat us pretty comfortably. I think that was this season in a cup competition. But anyway, going into today's game, let's take a look at the lineup, shall we? So Ryan Lane will start against Tom Delamar, that's certain. Who else do we have that we should probably throw? And I think that's pretty much it. So this will essentially be, yeah, this will be the 11. So here we go. Ross Flitney's going to be in goal. Good season for Ross Flitney. Come in, did a very solid job. Conceded 52 goals, far too many. So we're going to have to work on our defense in the off season. No doubt about that. We're going to strengthen that area of the squad. Josh Reed, obviously, Harry Lander. Pretty good season for him. 7.20. Expect more from him next season though. Then we obviously Ethan Stewart joined the club, £200 a week. A lot of money for him, but I'm hoping he'll be the difference as we make the step up a division. Elliot Wheeler continues at right wing back. Roberts at left wing back. Midfield of Josh Steele and Ryan Lane. Then we have Frank Rosenwald, who passed the 50 goal mark for the season. Not as many as last season, but still pretty impressive. He's scored, what has he scored now? He's got 50 goals this season, and he scored 69 last season. So he's already passed, that's math, so 119 goals for the club in 2 seasons. That's pretty impressive. That's stuff of legends right there. Luke Roberts will play through the middle. A very good start to his career with us. As you can see, 3 goals in just 2 appearances. Average rating of 8.6, so he's made a very, very good start. And Matt Mays, he got himself 46 goals this season. His contract is up in the off-season. We haven't started negotiations with him yet. I'll think about doing that, perhaps just after the game. But on the bench then we'll go with Jack Collins, Pat Keary, who's yet to make a start for the club since signing on a free transfer. Used to play for Havant, Waterlooville. Tom Delamar, Eddie Davison, got himself 34 goals this season. Impressive stuff from the young man. Danny Hunt is still there, Nick Orford, and then Gethin Hill as an option up top as well. So with this side, I do want to try and just remain competitive. Again, I'm not expecting to win at all, but as long as we remain competitive, that's all I ask for, isn't it? All right, so here we go up against Billericay Town at... I don't know where we're playing, actually. I didn't even bother looking. But whatever the case is, it looks like a sellout crowd today, which is pretty unusual for the Isthmian League Cup, as I've noticed the gates were down a lot. I think we are averaging around about 2, maybe 300 when our home attendance is like near to 7 to 8. But yeah, they got a few players in the orange injured, actually. That's interesting. So we might have to go aggressive on these guys to try and perhaps create a little bit of a physical advantage in the middle of the park. All right, so here we go. First highlight of the game. Mays is going to put the ball in, looking for Roosevelt. Can't find him. There's Steely now. Steely's got Wheeler. Acres of space there. Taking a sweet-ass time getting the ball to him. That's a great cross, though. There's Rosenwald. Get in there. 1-0. Never mind. It will not count. Offside for Frank the Tank. A bit of bad news. Elliot Wheeler's picked up a knock. He's going to have to come off here. Potential foot injury. Hopefully it's not too serious. Though then again, it's our last game of the season, so I don't know why I'm too worried about it. But Danny Hunt's going to come on. The semi-legend that is Danny Hunt. Let's be honest, I never expected him to play anywhere near the amount of games he has, but fair play to him. He stuck around, done a good job for me. So anyway, half-time there, 0-0. 2 shots on goal for us compared to their 6. They're definitely having a bit better performance than we are, but the game is certainly still in the balance there. I mean, Billericay haven't really created many opportunities themselves. But anyway... Here's Mays. He finds Roberts now. Roberts in the box. That's a great effort from Roberts. And, touched the top of the crossbar. Unlucky there for Luke Roberts. All right, chance now. Green to put the ball in the box. Deal with the headed clearance. Only as far as Haula. There's Capecua. Back to Domeo. That's, you know what? These names are not very lower league-ish. There's Roberts now. Who's going to launch this ball long and finds one of Matt Mays. There's Roberts now. Acre space run into. There's Danny Hunt now to Steele. Steele back to Rosenwald. Get tackled easily there. Lane does well to pick off the loose pass. There's Roberts to Rosenwald in the box. Rosenwald! Get in there, Frank Rosenwald. Assist there from Luke Roberts. And Frank the Tank has put us 1-0 up here. 62 minutes on the clock. And Frank Rosenwald makes it 1-0 to the Green Lions. Great midfield play there from Ryan Lane. Sniffing out the opportunity to win the ball back. He does well, plays it forward. And Rosenwald fires it past the goalkeeper, who perhaps done a little bit better, but still he had enough power on the shot to make it 1-0. So here's Billericay. They're looking to hit back straight away. Just got to say solid, boys. Come on, don't concede early. That's a great ball, and that's a great header from Harulu. We fell asleep at the far post there. I'm not quite sure if it was Danny Hunt or I think it would have been Josh Reed there that fell asleep. But Jordi Harulu makes it 1-1. Pegging us back almost immediately. Yeah, no one picked him up there. Poor defensive position in there from the boys. All right, thrown deep inside the half. There's Biggins. He's got far too much room to turn there and find a man. Looks forward. Landed as well to win the ball in the air. Can't win the second ball. Here's Garrett now to Harulu. Ball go forward. There's Josh Reed. He's having a poor game today. Gives the ball away a little bit too cheaply. If the ball needs to go long, it needs to go beyond the midfield. It needs to go to our front 3 attackers. You can't play it short midfield like that. There's Harulu with the effort and a fantastic goal from Jordi Harulu from outside of the box. And he's made it 2-1 to Billericay. And, well, it's all gone sour all of a sudden. I mean, I'm not going to take anything from in there. That was a wonderful, wonderful strike. Perhaps Ross Flitney saw it late on there, couldn't react in time. And they made it 2-1. But here's a chance maybe to get one back ourselves. Danny Hunt puts it in there. Can't win the second ball there after the clearance. So here's Simpson now to Maloney. Maloney is going to carry this ball forward. I found Hulu. Hulu's got a chance for a hat-trick now. He's through on goal, and Moss Flitney with the crucial save keeps it 2-1. So we're going to make some changes here. We're not playing well. A couple of positions. Roberts only got a 5.5. He's having a rough day. Bring on Tom Delamar. For him, Ryan Lane can go to left wing back. We got one more change to make. Matt Mays has been pretty atrocious, so we're going to bring on Super Eddie Davison here. He's got himself 34 goals a season. What I wouldn't give to see him score a 35th right now. All right, here's Steele now. Plays it long. Not long enough, though, and it's easily intercepted. There's Stewart. Hits it long now. Roberts is now through on goal. Roberts! Oh, Luke Roberts. Chance to make yourself a hero, son. Not quite enough. All right, so 10 minutes left to go in this game. I'm going to go overload. Might as well go overload. No point playing conservatively. Alright, so here's Fryer now. He's going to launch this ball long. Can't win the ball in the air. Turner plays it beyond the defense. Ryan Lane gets back, though, to make the challenge. Ball goes in the box. Harula's going to pick it up there. Garrett's to Oter, who makes it 3-1. And that's game, set, match now to Billericay. We put up a good fight in today's game, but it just wasn't quite enough. The quality wasn't there in the end. And some key, crucial errors, obviously, was our downfall. So, disappointing, really, way to end the season, but there you have it. Not much we can do about it, unfortunately. But still, getting to the final is quite the achievement. And obviously, we have next season to look forward to. And we're not that much worse than Billericay. That's Eddie Davison almost getting himself a goal there. But we're not that much worse than they are. So if they got promoted and they won promotion, clearly, I think we have a good chance of making a ripple in the Bostock Premier Division next year. All right, so full-time whistle has gone, and we're going to see Billericay here raise the Isthmian League Cup trophy. And honestly, richly deserved today. They were much more clinical in front of goal, and just a bit of better quality finishing from them was the difference. But nevertheless, good performance from the guys. Not too disappointed from it. Obviously, I'd like to see our defence be a little bit more solid than it was today, but yeah, hand it to Billericay. Hand it to, I can take nothing away from them. All right, so that's going to finish off the season. Second season in charge of Guernsey, and obviously it's been one hell of a success. We actually won the overachievers for the competition, as you can see, biggest overachievers there. And yeah, so let's take a look at the League One South. We'll do a quick season wrap-up to wrap up of this episode. Let's do stages, let's do league table, and as you can see, we won the league, scoring 145 goals in the process. Scoring goals wasn't a problem, conceding though, not so much. We actually finished mid-table as far as goals conceded. Lucky for us, our goal scoring was far superior to anyone else in the league. Goal difference of 77, 95 points on the board, only 7 defeats, 5 draws, and of course 30 wins. Take a look at the player stats for the league as well. We had a few names in there. Goals, Matt Mays was the top goal scorer in the league with 39 goals and 42 appearances. A goal every 89 minutes. Frank Rosenwald got himself 38 goals after 35 appearances. Obviously, he had some mid-season injury problems. He actually got himself 72 minutes per goal, so that was very impressive. Eddie Davison as well, his first full season with us, 17-year-old, got himself 28 goals. Pretty impressive stuff from that man. Let's also go over assists real quick. Eddie Davison was top of the assist charts. I see 23 assists in just 31 appearances for the young man. Passing completion 73%, and honestly, crosses completed attempts, so 25%. He was decent at crossing the ball, so positive stuff there. Let's go to our own squad and let's talk about some of the players maybe coming in, maybe going out, maybe leaving out. So at the moment, these are the players whose contracts are expiring this season. Ross Flitney, actually I'm just going to do this, it makes more sense on long-term deals. So these are the players that are either out of contract or contracts are expiring this summer. So Ross Flitney, right now, his contract is expiring. I'm expecting to bring him back next year, though, despite his age, 34 years old. I'm not going to get a better keeper than him for how much we're paying. Andy Robinson is a player I'm thinking about bringing back. He's on a lot of money, though, £220 a week. He might take a pay cut to stay. He's had his injury problems over the season. Josh Reed, as long as we can agree a deal of a reasonable deal, then I'll bring him back. He's an important player to our defense, despite having a kind of an up-and-down season. Average rating of 7.09, but a bit of an Ironman, though. He had to play 52 games, so definitely a dependable player. Owen Jones, he's going to have to accept the same kind of deal. I'm not going to give him more money than what he has now, which is £100 a week, just because I don't feel like he's worth it. Performance is very inconsistent. He's not getting really much better, despite only being 21 years old, but we'll see on that one. Jamal Roberts, I'm looking to bring him back if possible, get himself 17 assists this season fantastic performance from Jamal. And he's also improving too, which is definitely handy. Jack Collins, a player that brought in at the start of the season, started off as number one keeper, ended up being backup. I'll probably sign him again to a cheap deal if possible. He's on £35 a week, so I'm expecting him to ask for a pay raise from that. We'll see how much it is before we decide to re-sign him or not. Matt Mays, again, same kind of problem with him. Now he's on £65 a week. Obviously, it's pretty good, but I think on his new deal, he was looking at £450. And I'm sorry, Matt, you're definitely not worth that. I think we get better players in for £450 a week than you, despite him scoring 46 goals. It's extremely impressive. But honestly, I attribute that to the system over the individual as a player. Then we have Jacob Falaise. He'll be gone. He's not good enough for the next level. Carl Smith, same for him. And Stephen Cook, same for him as well. Non-contract players looking to bring back. Nick Orford, if I'm getting back on a non-contract deal, I'd definitely bring him back. Tom Delamar, same goes for him. Josh Steele is on a non-contracted deal because he won't sign a part-time deal for us. I want to try and bring him back. He's a crucial player. Danny Hunt, we might as well keep him around. Why not, indeed, especially if no one else is going to be interested in him. And Jay Lovett's retiring, and Ben Watson, he hasn't played a game all season, so he'll be gone. But, yeah, those are the players that I'm expecting to leave or at least start negotiations with as far as new contracts go. Let's have a look at the whole squad real quick, though, and talk about some individual performances. The highest average rating of the season, obviously Frank Rosenwald there. I'm not going to count Luke Roberts, despite a good solid start to his career. Frank the Tank got himself 7.91, 51 goals, 17 assists, impressive from him. Eddie Davison just behind him, Jamal Roberts, Steele, Matt Mays. And then Danny Hunt, 7.19, only 6 assists on 14 starts for the club. That's actually really good going for a player who really doesn't have that much ability. Let's talk about assists real quick. Any surprise names in there? Ryan Lane had a good season from assist standpoint, 10 for him. Got myself 3 goals as well. An improvement on last season, so he's getting a little better. Average rating not as good as last year, but I did play him out of position at left wing back quite a bit. So I expected his average rating to drop down a little bit because of that. Robbie Legg, when he did play, actually was pretty solid. 9 assists, 11 goals. He's on contract for at least another year, so he'll be the backup striker next year for someone. All right, and that's pretty much it. We'll talk about some of the promising players in the squad. Obviously, a lot of promising players, but I don't know at this level. Doesn't mean much because you haven't got the facilities to really develop them. Ashley Hunt, a player I'm looking to try and maybe utilize again. I mean, having training as a centre midfielder, not really endeared himself for the role. Tyler Matthews as well. Had a few appearances, didn't impress. Eddie Davison, we know about him. That's pretty much it for youth players. Apart from that, we got some long odds. Michael Campbell, Shane Hickman, Adrian Virtue, Sonny Stone had a few appearances during the season. Got himself a goal, in fact, in the cup competition. But these lads, honestly, I'm not really expecting anything of. If they make any kind of appearances in the future, I'll be surprised. Paul Knight actually looks better than his star rating system shows there. And we'll see about him next season. He might get a role of some kind. But anyway, let's do some finances too before we move on and finish up the episode. So finances, this is how things currently stand. £78,000 currently in the green. So that's positive. Profit, we were £8,000 down this year, so that's not terrible. Last season profits were £106,000. That's because of our cup exploits and getting extra money from there. So overall, not too bad. Wage budget, given lots of wage budget for next season, £5,250 a week. We're only committed to spend about $3,300, so it gives us round about 1.9 to 1.7k to spend on players coming in, so that's a pretty good budget. They also give us £17,000 to spend as well, although I'm likely not to really spend any of that. You probably gonna use up my a wage budget before we even think about touching the transfer budget. Income, let's talk about gate receipts real quick. Last season, we got $133,000. Again, a lot of it's due to cup competitions. Obviously, being in a lot of cups, playing at home, sellout stand kind of thing situation. But we did get £88,000 a year for gate receipts here, so that was pretty good. Matchday income actually attributed to £120,000, $30,000 short of last year. Again, because of those obviously cup competitions. But we did actually get an improvement here in season tickets. As you can see, we got £103,000 on season tickets compared to last season of 92. So we're up about 10,000 from that. So that's pretty good going. Wages actually went up this season, as you would expect. We brought in more higher quality players. Only slightly though, only by 1,000. So that's good. Match day expenses remain actually lower this season, 1,300 compared to 56. So as you can see, from the standpoint of actually, I mean, on the standpoint of going forward, we're actually pretty good, sound financial footing because of the support we're getting from the fans and the money we're making from match day matches. I guess that's the correct word. Anyway, but anyway, to wrap up the season, guys, it's been a fantastic one. Thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys did enjoy the season. Out of interest, who is your player of the season? Let me know in the comment section below. Just be interested to see your opinion. But thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys at the start of Season 3, where we will be in the Bostock Premier Division. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.